Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about TikTok again. And before I start, don't forget, try and watch the video to the end. Really helps the algorithm, and also like and comment. And let's start. So you might have seen this headline, TikTok's 14 billion valuation stuns investors. 14 billion valuation, guys, is basically daylight robbery. I cannot believe, if this article is true, I cannot believe TikTok is selling that. It doesn't really matter if it's the US part of TikTok, but you just have to understand US has probably the biggest revenue stream in TikTok. So I'm going to show you some stats here. Previously, TikTok used to be valued at 330 billion. This was the reason why it wasn't sold before. Last 4 years because there wasn't enough people with that kind of money to buy it. However, I want to show you this article here. TikTok key statistics. You can see TikTok generated an estimate 23 billion revenue in 2024, guys. Last year, 23 billion at 42.8% increase year on year. So there's a company that makes 23 billion. In the United States alone, guys, in the United States, TikTok makes 11 billion. This is just in the United States alone. So are you trying to tell me that even though they are trying to sell the US part of TikTok, when the revenue is 11 billion in the US part, you trying to tell me that they're going to sell it for 14 billion? I mean, this is the deal of the century, right? So if you're gonna be selling it for 14 billion and you basically lose 11 billion per year, and obviously the revenue goes up every single year as well. So what's the point? You might as well just not sell it. You might just say, kick us out of the US because TikTok makes enough money in the rest of the world. And if they do get shut down in the US, people that are going to be really, really annoyed are the Gen Zs, the young kids who use TikTok. They are going to be absolutely angry at the government, and let them be angry. This is going to cause huge amounts of revolutions, and you know, Gen Zs are going to vote the Republicans out. They're going to vote Trump out in the next election. So that's the danger of trying to, kick out TikTok. So I think TikTok should, stand its ground because I don't think the US can win in this. So for them to sell it for such cheap, valuation is beyond me, guys. Absolutely beyond me. It's absolutely shocking when the real valuation should be around 330 billion or so. I mean, Elon Musk bought X for 44 billion, and X is nowhere near TikTok in terms of making, it doesn't make anywhere as close as TikTok as revenue and things like that. So let's go down looking at this article a bit more. I mean, even this article, people were shocked as well. I mean, look at this 14 billion valuation that Trump administration had estimated falls well below projections, surprising investors who say a deal at that price would be the bargain for potential buyers, including Larry Ellison from Oracle. And even the papers are saying that this deal is like a deal of the century. They are absolutely shocked. So in this article itself, you can see this part where it says, even by the most conservative estimates, the US operation, the firm's most lucrative market with 170 million active users, generates a revenue north of 10 billion a year. Last year was 11 billion a year. You're welcome to check, guys. So that 14 billion valuation, TikTok would carry a price to sales ratio of roughly 1.4 times, in line with mature low-end companies. So you can see even they are shocked how cheap this valuation is. And And even this article says the suggested value looks like daylight robbery, said Wei Seng Ling, senior equity advisor for Asia Technology at Union Banque Privée. So it says this is daylight robbery. Even this article is saying that. This is why I don't believe these numbers. But if these numbers are true, then TikTok is just selling it for pretty much nothing. They might as well just give it away at this point. I made another video earlier about how TikTok was being sold to Jewish billionaires. All the people that are kind of buying TikTok. You're obviously Larry Ellison, but also there's some other billionaires as well who are Jewish.
TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. Exactly. Very good. And so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now.
So you can see clearly, guys, TikTok is a security concern for Israel, not the United States, Israel. And Netanyahu himself has said that TikTok is a major threat, and X as well. And obviously Netanyahu is very close to Trump, and Trump listens to him. And again, Trump is pushing policies for Israel first. He is basically doing everything Israel wants. He's doing everything Netanyahu wants. And it's embarrassing, guys. I mean, when has Trump done anything America first in his first term or in his second term? I can't think of anything good that he's done. Everything good that he's done is for Israel. And there is a peace deal with Gaza that he was talking about yesterday. There was a press conference with him and Netanyahu. And it doesn't seem like a peace deal or anything like that. It sounds more like a surrender deal or more occupation. It doesn't even talk about what's going to happen to the Palestinians. What they want is to get rid of all the Hamas members so they can take Gaza piece by piece. And that's what they want. And they're going to turn it into a Riviera. And you can also see Trump is going to be the main person overseeing this. It's not the US government, by the way. This is Trump himself. So when he leaves office, he's got this huge Riviera in Gaza that he wants to control. He's going to build a couple of Trump towers in there, and slowly he's going to start kicking out these Palestinians that live in Gaza. He's going to send them out to Jordan or Egypt. As long as Hamas is out of the way, they'll pretty much do whatever they want. They'll build settlements in Gaza. Same thing that they're doing in West Bank. There's no Palestinian Authority protecting the West Bankers anymore. So Israel is just taking their land bit by bit. They're building settlements. They're kicking out the Palestinians over time, and that's what they want. That's what they're gonna do with Gaza. So the other guy who's in charge of it is Tony Blair as well. Tony Blair, who killed over 1 million Iraqis, is back in the Middle East now to do another genocide. I mean, you cannot make this crap up, guys. You cannot make this up. It's absolutely hideous what's happening. Hideous. Anyway, going back to TikTok, I do not think TikTok should sell to the US government or to Trump for 14 billion. 14 billion is a steal. If the US government wants to buy TikTok, the US branch, it needs to be closer to this valuation, which is around 330 billion. Even if they come to some sort of deal where they buy the operations and not the algorithm, which is the most important, then and even if ByteDance, you know, take at least 50-60% of the revenue plus with all that money, then it might be a fair deal. It might be okay. But what I really think, if ByteDance is not getting the valuation that they want or valuation that TikTok deserves, I don't think they should sell it. And I've already said earlier in my video that what is Trump going to do? Cancel TikTok in the US? That's going to anger a generation of Gen Zs, and the US will not want that because these Gen Zs, they're the future of America. They're gonna grow up. They're gonna see their free speech taken away, and they're gonna be extremely angry. So this is one thing the US is not, well, I don't think they are willing to do that. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think TikTok should do? Do you think they should sell it for a bargain price? Um, Daylight robbery, or should they just stand still and stand strong and not sell it? I mean, today TikTok is sold. Yesterday they kicked out Huawei. Tomorrow is going to be another company, Chinese company. Where will it all stop? If a successful Chinese company makes money in America, Trump and his gangsters are just going to try and extort that company, trying to force them to sell it, and they're going to make money out of it. That's what they're going to do. These are gangsters you're dealing with. Gangsters. It's better not to deal with them. Better to just kind of leave that market alone. TikTok makes enough money in the rest of the world anyway. So if they want to cancel it, I say let them cancel it. Because what they're doing is they're giving this really powerful weapon to the Jews now, for the Jews to control the narrative. And that is a bigger danger because if they start controlling TikTok and start, blocking accounts which are pro-Palestine, blocking, deleting videos which show what's happening in Gaza, they can control the narrative, and they're going to control the narrative for a generation of young Americans. And that is far more dangerous. I mean, today it's Gaza. Tomorrow it might be a different war. Tomorrow, there might be, let's just say, if there's a war over Taiwan, which is unlikely, which is not going to happen. I'm just giving an example. But if there's a war over Taiwan, and the Jews and the Americans control the narrative in TikTok, they're going to brainwash a generation of young Americans to hate China even more and start pushing out more propaganda. They're not going to listen to seeing the truth out there. So today's Gaza, tomorrow could be a different war. So I don't think they should sell TikTok, to be honest. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now.